Hello, I'm Dawn. This is Yarn.Is.A.Sport. Thank you for coming by to Play Ball. I have advents to show you for the 25th day on one of them, and then show what I'm decided to do with one of them, and tell you about hooker versus hooker, which is an exercise in creativity for traditional crochet. So we'll continue with that. Hooker versus hooker is sponsored by Laura of MadMimiCrochet and Farming. She's in Alaska, and her co-host is Jan of An Alaskan Crafter, and she, I believe, is in Fairbanks, Alaska. Laura's at North Pole. And Laura got the idea because another podcaster would go through magazines, crochet magazines, and one of the magazines had a duel where they would send yarn to two different crocheters, tell them the project to make, and then compare them. And Laura is setting it up so that if you are a subscriber or a podcaster, you can apply through email, and then they draw a name. And you can apply just to choose a color or what the project will be. And again, they will draw the name. And I'll put that would be hooker versus hooker. And I'll put the email below. You don't have to participate. If you're not selected, you can, let me rephrase that. If you're not selected to participate on the podcast live, you can still participate from home. And what I really like about this is it's a great exercise in creativity. You only have to, if you're selected through email, there's two live podcasts that you need to participate in. I kind of participated the one that we had on Friday, the 29th. I could not get my computer it kept freezing when they did get me up, and so we need to work on that and get something else figured out. But on the 1st of February is going to be the reveal for those which is for Laura and Jan, and then myself and the other subscriber that was chosen. I think Jax is the one that chose the project, and I don't remember who chose the color. Lynn chose the color. But the way it is, it's traditional crochet. A limit of 5 colors, I think 3 minimum. And the colors for this month are blue, gray, pink, and purple. It can be any shade or tone. It can be lavender, aubergine, purple, plum. It can be fuchsia, magenta, hot pink, pale pink, bubblegum pink, pale pink. It can be any shade, same with the blues and the grays. It could be navy blue, cobalt, pale blue. The gray can be charcoal or pale gray or medium gray. But those are the 4 colors. You have to use all 4. There's no embellishments. Now that means that you cannot buy zippers or handles. Whatever is on the project has to be made from the yarn by you. This project for January is a bag. Can be a market bag, it can be a handbag, it can be a tool bag, it has to be a bag, something you carry things in. Again, no embellishments, everything has to be made from the yarn. And if you do participate and you would like to show what you made, you can email, I think by the 30th of January, email a picture of your finished project to Laura, and I'll put her email for that below. It's MadMimiCrochet and Farming. I'll put her email below, and she will do slideshow to show what everybody did. I just think it's great fun, and mostly I like that it is an exercise in creativity. So the reveal will be February 1st, and I do hope that you will participate and test your creativity. You could use a pattern or make up your own. It has to all be made from yarn. And this month it needs to be a bag, and it has to use all 4 of those colors: pink, blue, purple, and gray. Now, the yarn that I am using, my daughter gave to me. And I had told her, oh yeah, if you got any scraps, acrylic in particular would be great. I can use it for testing and, patterns, and there's this challenge that I want to participate in every month. It's a creativity challenge. So she's recently moved, and she brought me a contractor bag. And there were some hole skeins, there were some balls that didn't get tangled up, but it was the biggest tangle of yarn I have ever seen. And I know she didn't do it on purpose. I believe this happened in her move. If you move yarn in balls, you need to place it in a box. And even then, you need to secure the end. It's easy enough to do. The way is you take your end, put your crochet hook in just a little bit, catch the end, pull the end through. When you're ready to use it, you just pull the end. So the Yarn Caddy, and I don't know if he was being funny, thought he was being funny, let's put it that way, or really just thought that he was showing how he's been learning about the yarn fiber. His comment was, wow, that's the biggest hank of variegated yarn I've ever seen. And I like untangling yarn. I do. I look at it as another process to the project. I find it therapeutic. I find it a challenge. It's like a puzzle. Can you do it without getting the scissors out? And for this one, I ran to get the scissors. There was no pride here. I just wanted to see what I could salvage. And I do mean salvage. Now, I did get to salvage all of it. It was already scraps. It wasn't like I was worried about ends or anything for a sweater or a project I was going to be doing. It was acrylic yarn. I didn't mind cutting it because I figured I'd have smaller pieces to do centers of, at the very least, granny squares or something. But I do want to say that there is a fine line that you need to be able to make sure you know where it is between therapy and saving the sanity that you do have. Again,
I use scissors. I will try to put a picture of what it actually looked like but it was a contractor bag, and I ended up with 2 laundry bins once I had it all separated out. I do hope you participate in that. The other thing are my Advents. I've been doing the last 5 Sundays. I've been doing, telling you what my Advents are. One of them, my daughter guessed the colors, and the other one, I guessed the colors. She got far more than I did. I did not correlate between the sticker and the actual name that was inside the yarns for mine. She just did really well with hers, so I'm going to give her the win. Hers was Skein Cocaine, David Bowie, Skein Cocaine, and it was David Bowie, and she did a little puzzle. Tells you which number it was, and then these are the titles that she did, and see if I got it on there. And Moon Age Daydream was the main color. And that one came in this cute box. We Could Be Heroes Just for One Day. I don't know where I'm going from here, but promise I won't bore you. The sun machine is coming down and we're gonna have a party. Let's dance. Put on your red shoes and dance. So I asked my daughter what she thought this would be. And, you know, generally, okay, let me see. These are the colors that we had. And generally, the one on the 25th is 100 grams. These are 20. And it is usually a solid or a tonal. And for the Moon Age Daydream, she said it would be pale blue, navy blue, white, and pale purple. And I didn't tell her that, you know, it's usually a solid because I wanted to have one up on her, and she was pretty close. Granted, the colors are wrong. I'm still giving her half a point because it is a variegated skein. And I love the colors in this. They're just not showing up as well as they are in person. There's a lot of color in this. But Gina always has great advents. And she said she is not doing another one, but I'm hoping she'll at least do like biannual, because she did one year before last, and I think that was Sound of Music. So I'm hoping, you know, that she'll just start with her inspiration the next 6 months, and then maybe play around with colors the next 6 months, and then next year she'll have everything ready to do one. So these are what we have. My daughter is going to choose the pattern, and I think what we're going to do is this one with this group. This is actually the beginning of it. And then these others, I think we're going to do a dark aqua for the main color, and she's going to decide if she wants a cardigan or a pullover. I'm kind of leaning toward the cardigan, and I'm kind of thinking maybe more of almost like a bomber jacket or Piguano. I can take that pattern and change it to anyway, that style. is what I'm thinking about. So we'll see what she wants, what she comes up with. I told her this would be her sweater for her Christmas next year. So I've got a little time if she chooses soon. Then mine was Griswold Christmas Vacation. And these are all of the colors that were in this one. Now this one is by Polka Dot Creek, and it is different dyers, which is nice because then you had an idea of what they do for their color and things. This one, I am going to use navy blue for my main color, and I'm going to do a cardigan. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with the marled cardigan that I wear. It's a pattern. It's 45 years old. I've done some repairs on it. I've changed the buttons a few times. But I think I'm going to do that style. And what it is it's panels, it's stockinette, and it is garter stitch for the button band. You put the button band as you knit, and it is set in sleeves. And I have mine like 3/4 length, and I like that. I think that is what I'm going to do, and I'm thinking about doing different stitches for the navy blue. So anything that is a mini here will be just stockinette, and anything that's a main color will be a different stitch. I don't know if it means I'm going to garter or do different stitches each stripe, but that's my plan at this point. I haven't got it down on paper yet, just in the idea stage. I think the last thing I wanted to tell you guys about is, as you probably know, I live in Wisconsin. I am about an hour and a half, a little over that, from Hirschner's. And I got this in the post. And I was going through it, and guys, they have got new kits, new patterns. At least I don't remember seeing these before. Now this style is one that's been out for about 10 years, if not more, but I don't remember seeing it in a kit. And I don't remember seeing this one in a kit. Each of them has a different yarn, but this is available online. And you can go, let me see if I can find, well, I'll show you this. Free shipping, $35 in the continental US with ship 24. You spend $35, and this is the spring 24 at Hirschners.com. I don't know if that's focusing. So that's what I have for you for today. I want to thank you for coming by. Do remember that creative workshop with Laura. Again, the information will be below. And enjoy your crafting. I'm going to go over goals on my next one. I think I'm going to try to do on Sundays. And my next one's going to be my goals for next year. But I will tell you, I'm really going to try to work on selfish knitting, doing for me this year. Knitting, crocheting. I've got a bunch of projects I've wanted to do. I have gotten a few, but I want to finish up some. There's a knit along that I think I'm going to be participating in. I'll tell you about. I will let you know. I'm doing Two Sisters and Some Yarn has a mystery knit along, and that one, the way I understand it is you can do anything you want, but the whole thing is to guess in this story who the murderer is. So that'll be fun. I've not done anything like that. I did do one where you got to choose an option, and that was, you know, which stitch you did next in a pattern. But I don't do mysteries, and I don't like surprises. That's been a theme throughout many of my, you guys know that about me. But I'm going to try this one. It looks like it'll be fun. So that one is in January. And I have another one coming up this spring I'll tell you about. But it is going to be selfish knitting this year. Selfish crochet, selfish Tunisian. But I'll let you know the projects I've got planned. And I'm going to try to do Sundays. I don't know. This will be number 6. Toes are crossed too. Enjoy your crafting. Thanks for coming by to play ball.